Hi, and welcome back to Armchair Pundits. As usual, you got myself, James. You got Daryl. You got Leon. How you guys doing this week?
Boy, a little bit worse than you, I'm guessing. I'm here, and yeah, let's just keep it moving. Daryl, how are you?
Yeah, like you said, I'm here. I feel like I didn't want to be here, but boy, yeah, keep it moving. We'll get onto that, I'm sure. But it looks like James is smiling.
Bro, can't even
Haven't seen that
contain
for a while.
himself. Can't
It's
even
been a bit of
contain
a week.
himself.
Coming
Yeah.
as a derby, innit? You have to be excited when you win a derby. I was fretting last week because the
Mhm.
way they played against Arsenal last week, I was worried. I was like, if they bring that to us, the way we're playing right now, then I don't know if we can handle it. But I doubted by Cecic, and he put in a man of match performance. 18-year-old first derby game, tackles, passing, covering, had it all in there today. I asked for Fabinho to
Mhm.
come back and show us something because it's about time. And it wasn't a world class performance, but it was a much better performance for
It's
Fabinho.
better.
And
It's better.
it was much needed. And Henderson, as he does really and truly, I don't think he's ever had a bad derby game.
Now we called that
So
last week though. We said about
yeah,
Hendo having to start to be a part of that. It looked like, hey, let's not get it twisted. The result would say it was an easy match.
yeah, it wasn't easy.
It changed obviously instantly off of off of the chance for them to take the lead, which could have, things could have been different. And then
Hmm.
it is like bang, counter attack,
Old school
old
Liverpool.
school Liverpool, back in flow. Like, yeah, I don't know. Leon and I were saying earlier, like what Pickford was doing, I do not have a
Bro,
clue.
seriously, man. This guy in derby matches as well, he's had a few. He's had a few
Yeah.
Yeah,
mares. But today, where was he going? Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
don't know.
he can stay at
Both,
Everton, boy. Stay at
to be fair,
Everton.
both goals, because even I give him credit, Cody coming out and saying that when the ball went across him, he didn't want to touch it because he knew it would be an own goal. And he was just
Mm.
hoping that Coleman was outside him to knock it away. That's just risky. Like sometimes
Yeah,
you think, I just I might not make an own goal. I might not score an own goal. Let me just put my foot in there
yeah.
anyway.
Anything can happen.
Yeah,
I'd rather take the decision myself, and if it goes in
You
off
got
of
to bet
me,
on
then it's
yourself.
unfortunate.
yeah, because
You know what I mean?
that's
Bet on
2-0.
yourself.
Start
Yeah.
the second half, that's 2-0, and gives us confidence. I mean, Gakpo looked on it today, showed some pace, showed some trickery.
The whole team
Like,
showed pace today.
yeah,
Like the you had speed going forward, like
Klopp said it was.
Liverpool normally do.
Yeah, it was
hmm
Liverpool of old, the
Yeah.
Liverpool that he
but
wants to
but
see.
but it was because of the midfield. We had
Yeah,
the energy in midfield.
yeah.
The
Mm.
work rate was there. Listen, some people really tongue in cheek said Thiago wasn't there today, and you can tell the difference. I'll beg to differ in terms. Thiago's probably had more tackles and more passes than any of our midfielders, but
I
whether it made a
think
difference, I don't know. But it was just good. It was good to see, and
I, I
it was a much
think
needed win.
again in a non-derby match against another team, you can drop Hendo and put Thiago in if Bajcetic and Fabinho play like that,
Mm,
and you create even more, and there'll be even more chances. So I
yeah.
don't know why people trying to single out Thiago like he's been the fault. Let's be honest, right? Since he's been in the Prem and since he's been at Liverpool, there hasn't been players on his level,
Mm.
and that's the truth of the matter. He's a next level thinker when it comes to creating chances, passing. His vision is better than most of the players in the Premier League. So I don't know why people are trying to get onto him. Okay, maybe people want to say age, stuff like that. Just getting
Slows us
older.
down. The old one was that he used to slow us down when he first came,
Yeah.
and then thankfully that was dispelled through last season. But no man, I'm happy. Like Klopp did his chest bumps to the fans. Said he didn't really want to do it, but in the run we're on now, he would have done almost anything that they
Yeah.
asked,
Mm.
bar take his clothes off. So no man, it's good. Newcastle coming up, they've got a few injury problems.
Mm-hmm.
So
Couple
our
draws,
away
couple
record is
draws in a
horrific,
row.
though. Yep, our away record is horrific. So that does possibly balance it out because obviously we've lost and drawn to lesser lights in Newcastle. but it's a good sign for because we're not until Saturday, so we've got a nice little running into that game, and then we see where we go from there. So I'm happy tonight, but I'll judge it after Newcastle and see what we bring up from then, because then for me it'll feel like our season has restarted if we can get a win at Newcastle as well.
Well, that's what they need to be looking at, really. If they have the belief that you believe that top four is still
I don't know about that.
a possibility,
I don't know about that.
but you've not given up on top four. We know you've not given up on top four.
Well,
Has
we
he given up on
discussed
top
this
four,
last
Leon?
week, man. We discussed this
I
last
think
week. The
in
points
my head I have.
big.
I have.
You're doing that and it's what
Yeah,
you're just trying to stop yourself from being disappointed by just dampening the expectation, so you won't be as disappointed if you don't get it. But let's be real, you've got more than enough chance to get it still. It's enough games.
I guess
There's enough points to be
if you
dropped.
look at it, if they
You're
beat
getting
Newcastle,
injured.
that's 3 points from Newcastle, 3 points to you, closing the gap, and that's exactly what your team and players should be looking at. So
Yeah, I think if we beat Newcastle, it'll be 6 points with a game in hand. So in that regards,
there you
6
go.
points with a game in hand against fourth, it does look good. But I guess the benefit was Jota came off the bench today. We had Firmino come off the bench today. Van Dijk was on the bench, so obviously he's ready to come back and play. So he'll probably play against Newcastle. So then we've now got Nunes, Salah, Jota, Firmino, and then Diaz coming back in the next 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks or so. So it's looking better. Yes, we've lost Thiago, not sure how long for, but our attack is coming back. So long may that continue. But enough of us. I'm sure you two have got a lot to say on your game. So I'll hand it over to you guys.
Do you have to?
Oh boy. This is your platform, isn't it? He said to me, this is your platform. You can vent if you want to vent, or you can say it's the same old nonsense as you get every season. I personally was shocked when I saw you go 1-0 up. I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. And it's not a lucky goal, but it's an easy goal to get. So with the way Leicester have been playing, you thought, you know what, good. The goal behind, you guys can then methodically play on. I did say to you guys last week, should you not keep Conte at home?
Yeah,
keep the system in charge.
and I'm not gonna lie, we played well when he's not been on the bench. That doesn't mean to say that he's the reason why we've been playing poorly, but
that's tongue in cheek.
yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. I mean, let's be honest,
The players,
right?
man.
The players let the team down. Stellini said it after the game how the desire wasn't there, and that wasn't just with the defense, who were absolutely non-existent. It was throughout the team. It was going forward. It was decision making, poor first touches. To me,
Poor passing.
yeah. It was just a nightmare across the board.
Decision making. Do you know what? For me, what's crazy, Leon, is that usually when you have it's a poor team performance. Usually you have at least one player that can hold their head up and say, well, at least he tried. He wasn't that bad. Just every single player, every single player was terrible from top to bottom, and that just baffles me. I don't understand how we went from such a performance against City, taking the lead against Leicester, to then I wouldn't even say it was a capitulation, because really it was a scrappy end-to-end game before that. Even at half time, conceding the third goal just before half time was stupid. But even at half time, I thought, you know what?
I think that's what killed it.
No, I don't think it did, because I was looking at the game and I was thinking, if we get the ball down, we control it, start playing the correct passes, making the right decisions. The passing was just terrible. Conte needed to make changes. Certain players were stinking out the show. If he did that early, then we could get back into this game, and actually we could go win this game 4-3, because I felt Leicester were there for the taking. But fair play to them. They came out second half. They just said, you know what, we're going to control the game. Counter attack, and they did that, and we just did nothing. It just a continuation of the poorness of the first half, and I'm bewildered to say you come off one of your best results of the season, feeling good, and then as a team you put in a performance like that.
This is where things
after
like
even going 1-0 up.
this is where things like the Spurs tag comes from, though, Daryl. Like, this is not new for us. Like 4-1 to Leicester is because we don't normally get duppy like that against them, but we get one really really good win against one of the top 4 sides, top 6 sides, and the next game we'll do something like this. We'll play poorly. Probably, as I said, we might not get beat 4-1, but we'll play poorly and lose. And it happened the same last season when we beat City away. We lost the next game straight after that. It's just typical. There's just no consistency. I mean, to be fair, it has been an inconsistent season. And considering how poor, you think we've had 8 defeats already in 22 games.
No, it's crazy.
That's so bad. We've only got away with it, the fact that we haven't drawn many games. So that's the reason why we actually managed to stay in the hunt. But we've pretty much lost the most games in, I think, out of the top, 8? I think. Ridiculous.
I'll tell you what the consistency is. The consistency is the amount of dead players that are still at this club and been there for so long. Like, Eric Dyer was absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
Bro.
Absolutely abysmal. If he don't get dropped after a performance like that,
dropped ain't even the word, mate. I think I said the other day, I think obviously we know that certain players have to stay there for the homegrown quota, but Dyer's not one of them. He's not homegrown, so there's no reason why.
Oh yeah, he was in Portugal, isn't it?
There, bro. He's not even part of. Someone had to correct me in one of the Tottenham groups that he's not homegrown, and I checked it. It's true. It's not homegrown.
Yeah, no, he's not homegrown. He's not homegrown at all.
No, but I thought, because he was English, I thought that still counted. I thought I didn't think you literally had to be brought through the English academy.
He's Portuguese homegrown. Send him back to Portugal and let him do some homegrown quota in Portugal, because I'm fed up of his inconsistency. Sometimes he has a great game. Sometimes regularly more than not, he's poor.
Exactly.
And I don't know who he thinks he is. He thinks he can play certain passes like he's Beckenbauer. He's not that guy. Know your role. And in the Tottenham groups, I've had people say to me, he can't get dropped because who are you going to replace him with? I don't care who the hell we replace him with.
Because Tanganga wasn't great either.
Now Tanganga was terrible as well.
He was not good.
You know what? But you know what?
Yeah, he must be low on confidence the way he's been.
Yeah, and he's not consistently playing. So
no,
I don't.
You can expect those things happening.
He's not good enough.
No, he's not good enough, and he's rash. Oh my god! You remember Aurier, right? We used to moan about Aurier, diving in. Tanganga is worse. He's younger, so I can understand why there's a bit of immaturity. But he's not that young.
Romero's rash.
He's 23. Romero's rash too. Romero's rash too, and he doesn't get a pass, which is one of the reasons he got sent off against City. But the thing about Romero, how much trouble were we in?
Because Bentancur's out for the season now. Bentancur's out for the season.
That's a massive
You've lost the other midfielder. What's his name?
Arguably, last time, apart from Kane, obviously with the amount of goals he scored this season, Bentancur's been our best player.
Yeah,
and it's not even close.
Last time he was injured,
you dipped.
We dipped in form, so that's to be expected again. We're in trouble defensively.
Because so goalkeeper's missing. So who you got missing? You got Lloris missing, Bentancur missing, Basuma missing,
Son's missing.
Son's injured as well.
No, he's not injured, but he's missing.
Or is he missing?
He's missing in action. He's missing in action. No, man, it's real true story, bro.
That's a lot. So, but you're just hoping that someone like Danjuma comes in and
when Danjuma come on, it was like, what are you trying to do, bro?
Is it? Was that bad?
Too late. It was just the game was done by the time that man came on.
Yeah, but still, man, come and show me something to at least feel optimistic about, and step over, not go nowhere, not deliver a ball in. It's just I don't know. I don't know where we're gonna go from this. Bentancur being out is going to be a massive miss for us. And
we're relying on man like Pap Massar and Oliver Skip to come and fill that void.
You say about Sarr. For me, Sarr is probably one of the shining lights for me in this team. Let's give him a good, consistent run in the team, which you might get now. now that Bentancur's out. But again, it's what Bentancur brings to our midfield in terms of passing, calmness, controlling the game. We ain't got no one else that can come in and do that.
I think he's underrated. To be fair, when I mentioned Bentancur in other groups, people are like, that guy. But I think he's underrated in terms of his skill set, man. It was a good pickup from you guys. Just unfortunate he's done for the season. Is it just the season or is it eating into next season?
Probably
It
into
says
next
6 months, so this season is
Yeesh.
definitely done.
He's probably into next season in terms of getting the fitness back and
Yeah,
match practice and stuff like that. Will he be ready for pre-season friendlies? I'm not sure. So it's a big loss for us. But
I'm not optimistic at all, James. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just seeing where this season takes us because again, I don't see a bright end to the season. I mean, just knowing how inconsistent we are, just don't know not what version of Tottenham's going to turn up. We've won 12 games and lost 8. That's poor. That's poor for someone
You
that
got
wants to
West
get
Ham
top
coming
4.
up.
Yeah.
West Ham aren't putting up any trees.
No, but they
Oh,
always get out for
yeah,
games against Tottenham. They could be bottom of the league and they'll play the best game of the year against us. Always
always
happens.
up for our derby all the time. But Leicester weren't pulling up trees as well. Their home records was
true,
poor before when we went there to play them. Once again,
true.
what do
Well,
we
a
do?
gift.
Gift,
Yeah, gift that keeps
gifts.
on giving, mate.
Yeah. So I generally don't know where we're gonna go now because I just see so much problems in our defense. Like
What I don't understand though, sorry,
Davis.
like just sorry to interrupt you. One thing I have to say, right? So last week, Emerson probably had the best game he's ever had for us, right? We've
Yep.
got a new player who's just been signed,
Mm.
hasn't really had time to bed in, and you play him in an away game against a team that uses the wings. So you're gonna play with wing backs with a team that uses both the fullback and wingers to attack the wings primarily. Didn't make sense to me, man. Pedro Porro had the back to the fire. Obviously, certain ex-Tottenham managers were trying to send shots for him because he was poor, but it didn't make sense for him to start that game. Play him in a home game. Like we've been dying for Spence to touch pitch all year. The man was getting minuscule minutes, and we're playing Pedro Porro at
Straight
the
away.
start of game straight away to Leicester.
He's the man you wanted, though, isn't it? He was wanted. He said from the beginning Spence was a club signing,
Yeah,
not
but
a
I
contest
know,
signing.
but it's just
like Leon said though,
yeah.
Emerson doesn't deserve to get dropped off his last
No,
performance.
no way.
Mm.
It didn't make sense. Look, like Harvey Barnes had a field day.
They might be
Yeah.
saving him
Like,
for Milan. Who knows?
that's-
He's got to play against Rafael Leao. Good luck. And Teo Hernandez. Jesus. 3 at the back. Nah.
That suits him. It suits him a bit better, though. To be fair, because like I said, he's better defensive than he's going forward. So
Who?
maybe
that's
what's his
Emerson.
name? Emerson.
Yeah,
that's
but
a way. That's a way as well though. Again, Leon. So
boy, I mean, yeah. I don't think we can play 3 at the back against Milan, but we'll see. We don't really.
Conte ain't gonna change.
Conte's
Conte's not
Conte
going
ain't
to
gonna
change.
change it.
Nah.
But it might even be
Like I said,
easier. It's easier
statist-
playing against Milan for him. He knows that style of football. Might be even better for you.
maybe.
You gotta have the personnel,
Look,
James. Gotta have the personnel.
Yeah, true that. True that.
Tactically, he didn't think of it right. I guess when it comes to starting Poro, like you said, if you got wingers and fullbacks that attack, put him in baptism of fire in the first Premier League match. Yeah, maybe not a good idea. He had a player that got like man of the match, fans man of the match last week, Emerson, and he got dropped. So, but
I think he got Gary Neville's man of the match as well last week. To be fair,
it wasn't even just him. The whole backline was terrible. Tanganga was terrible. Dyer was terrible. Davis was terrible. Like Perisic was terrible. Like the midfield was terrible. Kane didn't do nothing. Nor did Kulusevski for once either. Son, I don't know what's going on with that guy. Like we're in trouble. I generally think we're in trouble because like I was in the optimistic position, like James was saying, like, we're not far off. Results go away. We can try and maybe get a run together. We beat City, sneak into that top four. I'm not looking at anything else but fourth. Like, I think the top three are out of sight for me. So just try and get that fourth. Try and beat Newcastle to it. Now I look at it, I'm thinking, can we even hold on to fifth?
You sound like me last week, bro. You sound like me last week.
This is what football does to us, man.
So I know exactly how you feel, boy.
This is what football does to you, mate.
So anyway, let's end your misery, because there were some shocking decisions aside from the game.
Mate,
so
VAR.
So obviously, I'm sure it was. Obviously, you may have lost, but Arsenal not winning and VAR happening, rightly or wrongly.
We might as well scrap VAR. I said this ages ago. Like, well, it's proven. As much as VAR is a technology thing, it's human error.
It's human error.
That's still
constantly.
Exactly. Even with the aids of those technical advances.
But that was inexcusable. Come on, that's inexcusable.
Arsenal fans must be fuming. Brighton fans must be fuming. Like how are you putting lines on wrong players, bro?
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't understand.
And
it's crazy.
It's the ones that are not. Oh yeah, and the other one was the Chelsea West Ham, the Souček. Basically, it's a great save. Absolutely,
the Souček save,
magnificent save.
But where's his hand supposed to go though? Really, when he's falling over?
Don't do this. Man's got 2 legs, bro. Man could have used his legs to block the shot, innit? Why are you diving on the floor?
He tried, didn't it? He tried to put his leg forward. He lost his balance, and then his hand was breaking. His fall, innit?
Them John Terry ones, yeah. I see you. No, mate. You know what? It's Chelsea.
I'll be fuming if you're lost, boy.
It's Chelsea, so I don't care. I'm glad that game ended in the draw, but still, man, seriously, what are these on? Don't know what they're on.
Yeah, like I can imagine if Arsenal lose the title by anything more than
there was 2 offsides for their one. Oh, mate, 2 offsides. Wasn't even just one. Mate.
Because the first one's a weird one though, because he wasn't actually involved in play. You've seen those not given. He was in the middle of the pitch, and the ball goes to the far post.
But he was offside in the middle. Guy that would have needed to go and.
He was never getting there, man. He was never getting there.
True, he
was never getting there, bro. And those are the ones that annoy me when you play football and you know that guy's never getting there, so he should be offside.
That's like
that aside, cool. That shouldn't have mattered, but obviously the real offside for captain was it Damsgaard? No, it wasn't Damsgaard. I forgot his name now.
It's the defender.
I forget his name. Norgard. He was offside. Yeah, he was offside for sure. But
they're just concentrating on Tony.
To be honest, right? And one of our Arsenal friends said this, that they got a blind in the first half. Oh my! They missed a good couple sitters, mate.
Yeah, they did.
Arsenal should have been behind.
They should have been buried from before that. But in a way, I'm happy that the Brighton one happened, because you can't call it a conspiracy against Arsenal. Because if it was just Arsenal this weekend, you don't know they would have said it's conspiracy against Arsenal.
I feel like they just said we're gonna mess up all of VAR this weekend. This is just gonna be a weekend where we're just gonna mess things up, just for the hell of it.
I don't know what it was. Maybe the normal people were on leave, or they travelled out to watch the Super Bowl or something, because it seemed like it was like the reserve VAR team that was on this weekend, boy. Like,
it might have been a power play from the rest. We still own this bitch out here, mate.
Yeah, jeez. Like even like when I said to you before, when the referees are only allowed to referee certain matches, whether the team they support and stuff like that. How do you know what's going on with VAR?
It's true. You know what I mean? They have to do their allegiances though. They try not to, although we often get like Man United area guys managing our games against Man United and stuff like that, and Man City. So it does happen, but we can't question their integrity like that. To be fair, so I don't know.
It's human. Can't question it.
Okay, you can't. You can't, D. No, as in it just happens, I guess, but.
It happens. That's what you're saying. It just happens.
No, I was watching a show in it, and I think Sean Wright Phillips and his dad were on the show, and Sean Wright Phillips like, I'm happy because I don't like VR. So the fact that human error still happens is good because I don't want it automated like this. I want it to be natural. This is how I played football. I played football with errors. Referees made mistakes. It happens. So granted, he's a Man City fan, so he was happy that it happened against them, with them having to go up against them. But it's like it just shows that it's not infallible. So it isn't. It's infallible. So no, it's not infallible. Right, anyway, whichever way you say it. But I'm confusing myself now.
But the fact that is we have technology for a reason. Even this weekend, even a goal line decision was checked by VAR, even though we have the technology that says whether the ball's over the line or not. The referee's got it on his watch.
If you go to the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, but
I don't think they really checked it.
It said they said VAR has checked it. Yeah, VAR has checked it and confirmed it definitely wasn't over the line. It's like
because I know the players are asking, "Is your watch broken? Is your watch broken?"
Yeah.
There's no trust out here, mate. There's no
trust out
no
here.
faith, nothing.
That's what I say. We might as well just get rid of VAR and just leave it to human error.
No, I think. Do you know what the reason why VAR?
It'll get better.
The reason why VAR was brought in was for certain egregious decisions that have been made in error, and I think that's the reason why they brought it in. I think now we're getting to a stage where do you draw the line on what is decided on when, because you feel like there's times where something should be reviewed and there's no review, and there's times where something is reviewed and like, well, I thought it wasn't supposed to be reviewed. The referee saw it and blah blah blah. It's just like you just don't know. So I think they need to come to a common ground where. And it's not just this league, all the leagues, because it's not just happening in England, it's happening in Europe as well. I think there just needs to be a definitive, this is how we're going to use the system and this is what it's going to be going forward. And I think the fans will be able to understand. And even the players as well, they don't know. Like, I think the thing about the goals being given and everything, that's the most annoying one, because you can't genuinely celebrate you scoring a goal without thinking, is it actually going to be a goal? And it does kind of take that authenticity away from those moments. But they need to sort it out, man, because it's just getting ridiculous.
One thing we seem to be learning something new about the rules of all these different VAR decisions as well. Because James was talking about before about the whole blocker situation. It was like, what do you mean, like? How is it not offside if you are the blocker? And I was like, what? Surely it's just he's advanced further than the
line,
the line and the defender, so he's offside. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
But credit to Brentford, because it's 2 weeks in a row Arsenal have faltered. They've lost and drawn. Brentford have played well. They're high flying. So
10 games undefeated.
Yeah, the manager said that's normally top teams, the elite teams that normally have those kind of records. So he's very proud of what they're doing. So all power to them. Tony, I told people to bring him in, didn't I? On Fantasy Football, I didn't.
Like an idiot, I took him out, didn't I?
I didn't bring him in, and he scored. And Nketiah did nothing. So he's got another game anyway to get me a goal. But credit. Arsenal, a loss, a draw, and now they've got City coming up next. Obviously, massive game. I think it's away from home. I don't know. Haaland, we're not sure if he's going to be fit.
Rumours are he's going to be playing.
Why? Was he injured?
That's the latest.
He came off at half time.
Yeah, but that's just Pep, man. Pep messed him up.
I don't know. He messed us all up. He didn't take the penalty either. Like, I was sitting there thinking, why is man not taking penalty from a fantasy football team?
This on purpose. I think you can't pick.
I think Pep needs to get investigated. Pep needs to get investigated for fantasy football match fixing, bro.
He's not about it, is he?
He is not.
Fantasy football match fixing. I
don't care about your league.
Pep's involved. Yeah, Pep's involved. It's something, bro. He's getting bribed. He's getting paid off somewhere by some fantasy football fans.
Because when he had Messi, and then man, he played them every game. There are no resting Messi.
Yep.
Sure.
But so Arsenal did well. Man City 3-1 win. good performance done in the first half.
Yep.
So
And kind of cruised after that. I think they've really started to think about
the next game.
Arsenal on the
But
midweek.
it was weird again though. I'm trying to work out. You look at the team. Okay, they've got 3 defenders. So okay, maybe Rodri's going to go back in defence. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva was picking up from the goalkeeper and played as a centre back. But what is Pep thinking? I don't get it. They won a game 3-1, so you can't even criticise him. But
Pep is bored,
why is
man.
Bernardo Silva
Pep
playing as a centre back? It's like he's trying to make him next Mascherano.
Oh, he's experimenting out here, bro. He's experimenting out here.
I don't know what he's on, but
I don't know. It's almost like Liverpool aren't challenging me this year, so forget it. Like, you know what? He's my friend. I like Arteta. He can win the league this year. So I'll play around and our team can.
Boy,
come on, man.
Do that when he found out he snitched.
Bro,
Allegedly.
You don't
Allegedly.
You don't ever want to lose.
Just banter.
You never want to lose to your understudy, bro. No way.
Yeah, true that.
You ain't gonna want to lose this title to them.
Don't know,
it could be his last one.
With Pep.
It could be his last one, mate. Depending on what happens. Yeah. Depending on what happens, you never know. They could, get relegated to
They ain't getting relegated.
League 2. You never know.
Nah, man, it's not happening. Apparently, they've made some mistakes with 100 cases that they tried to say they found.
Of course,
made mistakes already, and it's not true.
11 now, yeah?
No, it's 10. They added it. Someone put it to 0 on it. Nonsense, people.
Anyway,
on to United. That's the second game yesterday.
Leeds again, like literally after last week. Well,
rotation.
Leeds they missed a bag of chances. Somerville, John Nonto, however you pronounce his name. Just they were unlucky. Some good saves by De Gea, but they didn't finish their chances, and I don't think unless they bring in the right guy, can't really see Leeds.
But with this talk, they want Jesse Marsh. No, sorry, that's Southampton. That's Southampton.
Yeah.
Go carry on. I don't know who they're going to bring in for that one. That's a tough one.
I think apparently a couple of people have already rejected the role. I think they went after quite a few. I can't remember who there was. I think the Rayo Vallecano manager.
Is it? He said no.
Yeah, he said no.
Corberan rejected it already.
Yeah.
He said he signed a new contract with West Brom.
Yeah.
He'd rather stay in the Championship.
Yeah. And he'll probably bring them up as well if they continue how they are. But
playoffs though only.
Yeah, well, it's a long way to go in there as well, so you never know.
Yeah, true that. But Man United, I thought it was a bit risky when I saw the team. Shaw played. Shaw has played centre back a few times now, but Shaw and Maguire playing centre back. I was like, really?
I know.
And I thought the other guys were injured. Varane and Martinez were just on the bench.
Let's be honest.
Rotation, bro.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
it was risky.
Obviously, they got Barca.
Was risky because, as I said, Leeds had a lot of chances, bro.
Chances, yeah, man.
They had a lot.
They didn't take them chances, and that's what Leeds have been about this season. So, I think Ten Hag was definitely looking towards Champions League and thinking, "I'm going to give myself
Europa
a chance."
League.
They got Barcelona,
My bad.
On Thursday.
All right, James.
Listen. Man United ahead of us in one thing, but not in the Champions League states right now.
Okay. Yeah.
For many things at the moment.
I think he wanted to give themselves a chance. I feel he feels like it's a competition he can win, and obviously this is a big match. You know,
could argue it's the biggest of his career, isn't it? He's had a Europa League final against Man United before. Was he? I think he was in charge when they lost that.
Yeah,
Man United. I think he was. So, arguably his biggest match of his career.
Nah, that was a semi-final against us, mate. They should have won.
Yeah, for real. That as well. For real. They should have won that.
Should have, could have, would have.
But they got over the line and can't stop Rashford from scoring. I mean, the kid's on fire, man. So credit to him for turning it round.
Nice finish by Garnacho as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially after midweek when they drew 2-2, he missed the bag for the chances in that one. Some good ones. So shows he's got a bounce back ability. But enough credit for them. Southampton sacked their manager, as I alluded to earlier. Come on, like two of the youngsters I actually wanted to sign scored. Alcaraz I wanted in January for Liverpool, and Gomez I wanted in January for Liverpool. And how are you going to be 1-0 up and you lose 2-1.
Against
That's just
10
mad.
men. Against
Against 10 men.
Against 10 men.
Against 10 men.
To be honest, I feel for Lamina because that was a nonsense scenario.
Yes, it is, but for me, getting sent off for dissent is just the dumbest thing.
If you
It's just the
say that,
dumbest thing.
I hear
Control
you.
yourself, innit? Control yourself. You're on a
Do you know
yellow
what?
card.
Do
Control
you
yourself.
know why I feel for him? Because he had a couple snap tackles at himself after he got the yellow. Like I don't know
Yeah.
whether it's tactically they was trying to get him sent off or not, and he didn't react. He didn't react to the tackle. He didn't try and respond with a nasty tackle to someone else because I thought he was going to come or something like that. And he just basically was trying
Went
to
at the ref.
emphasize the referee, like, come on, man, like seriously, like you've given me a yellow, and these people are doing this to me, and I'm not. What you're not
You're
going
not
to do
protecting
nothing.
me. Yeah.
And he wasn't even the first one to run out to the referee and complain. So I feel like the referees, I don't know, if they had a vendetta against him or what. If I can understand, he felt aggrieved and like at that point you could have thought, well, Southampton now have got a chance to get a result here,
Mm-hmm.
save the manager's job, but they did not, boy.
It's probably the best thing because we said it from the minute he was signed. He's out of his depth, man. Like he just sign a lifelong contract with Luton and stay there. Because when he went to Stoke, that was a disaster. Went back to Luton and he took it from towards the bottom and got them playing again. And now he's taken another leap, and it just hasn't worked. I don't think he even won a league game. Obviously, he beat Man City in the cup, which is fantastic for him. But it's just been a disaster. And I didn't see the press conferences. I couldn't bother to go back and watch them. But I heard there were some press conferences from last week that were very detrimental to him actually staying, the stuff that he was saying.
He was being too honest to the press, and I think that's
Is it?
part of the issue. Is
Right.
you can't be too emotional and give away everything that's going on in your head. What's happening behind closed doors needs to stay there, and I think ultimately that proved to be the end of him, really. And Southampton are not exactly the most understanding owners. They've got rid of managers when you wouldn't have expected them to on many occasions. So I think they made a mistake getting rid of Hassan Hall.
Hasenhuttl,
Which
they're in
is what we
trouble.
said, because as much as he's had some awful results, he's always managed to get them on a run where they've made enough or wrapped up enough points to be safe, even when they do go through spells where they won't win a game for, I don't know, 4 or 5 games. They'll then go on a run and win 5, and they'll beat a few teams that you don't expect them to beat, and it's just I don't know what it is.
But they went younger though. That's why they went even younger than they were before. They were a young team anyway, and they went even younger. And he was the best man to lead them through that. Now, I'll be surprised if most people say no to it, because even if you take that team down to Championship, that many young players that haven't experienced the Championship, that's a long day for them, a long season for them.
It's a good team though. Like
Yeah,
but the ability and talent in that team.
But Championship's not all about ability though. Championship is about being able to do it Wednesday, Saturday for more games. Yeah, bro. It's different. You need some experienced heads, which they could possibly get because they would have money to get. But then what do you do with all these youngsters that you've brought in? Maybe they could sell them. Guys like Lavia, they'll probably make a profit. Well, actually, I think they spent like 40 million on him. So I don't even think it'd be a profit if you're selling Lavia. So some of the other guys maybe, but it was a risky move, and at the moment it doesn't look like it's going to pay off. But enough about them. We've done the Chelsea game. I think the last game we have with Crystal Palace Brighton. Okay, we've got a couple more. Crystal Palace Brighton 1-1. Wasn't much to it. Solly March is still on fire. A new manager is given a lease of life.
Yeah.
He's brought his Championship form from years ago finally into the Premiership. Or Premier League, sorry. But Sanchez, oh wow. He's had a really good season. And to drop that in front of Tompkins like that, I felt sorry for him. Because that was bread and butter, as bread and butter as you can get as a cross.
Yep. But It was a fair result, basically. The match it didn't live up to the usual derby hype that it does. It wasn't really swashbuckling or tempered or fiery. So it was 0-0 for most of the game. But yeah, it was a much of a muchness match, really. To be honest with you, like I said, the VAR situation.
But there were
With
two, was it?
yeah,
There's only one. There's only one in that game. Sorry.
the Estipian finish, and they put the they
The
put
line
the
on
line
Tompkins
on Tompkins
instead
rather
of
than
Mark Gui
yeah.
or Guhi.
So that's probably the most talked about thing in the match, really. I believe the referee, the VAR, whoever's in charge of VAR, can't run the old referees have gone to the ground and explained that it's human error and that they're sorry. So, but sorry in those scenarios and those situations, it's not really good enough, really. But
Yeah, it helps Palace, but it doesn't help Brighton trying to get into Champions League.
no,
Nah.
so yeah. And then we got Fulham against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest finally back to normal losing ways, brought back down to earth.
Wow. A bit deep.
That's away from home. Fulham have been playing quite well
Very
lately,
well.
Yeah,
and
William rolling back the years, mate.
William, boy, rolling back the
that was a
years.
finish.
Bro,
That was a
Top
finish,
bin
bro.
sent
finish,
man to
boy.
the shop.
Yep,
Top bins, left peg
postage
as well.
stamp, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
That's taking them to 7th as well, isn't it? 35 points.
yeah. They're secretly
Close.
be going about their business, I have to say.
But we all thought Marco, what's his name,
Silva.
their manager, Marco Silva was a decent manager when he first came in. It's just taking his time to actually settle with the right team, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he's built a good little squad there. So we'll see how they get on. I think the last game was Bournemouth Newcastle, which wasn't much.
Yep.
Apart from potential injuries, Almiron getting injured. I think Sam Maximan got injured, and then you had
Sam Maximan was having a good game as well.
Yeah, it was.
It's a shame. He whenever he seems to get into a nice run of form and start playing well, he just seems to get injured again. Like it's a strange one.
And Willock as well. Willock is a definite one. It's like his hamstring, so he might be a doubt for the final, which would be a shame for someone who left Arsenal to full his own career and then to get to a final and to miss it through hamstring. It's part of football, but it would be a shame. But with us this weekend, it helps us, I guess. I don't wish injuring anyone, but
yeah,
going there, if they don't have two of those three, Miggy and Willock, it does help us. So we'll see where we go from there.
Indeed.
But you guys have got who this weekend? Who's your next game?
West Ham.
West Ham. You're gonna win it. I know you're not in the best of moods, but it's home.
Look,
are you gonna win it?
It's home.
You're asking for too much, mate. I hope that we will win.
Do you know one of the problems we always have against West Ham
7-4
is that West Ham are always up for this derby. They are always up for this derby. Like it's their most treasured and passionate match. And we don't look at it in the same light. We can get out for the North London derby, although we didn't get out for the last time we played that. So maybe we'll get out for this derby. I don't know. We need a reaction from the team simply. Like we need a reaction. There's certain players that need to stand up.
They should be on borrowed time, mate.
Put in a performance. Yeah, there's a lot of players on borrowed time. There's too many players still at this club that were around in the Poch era where we was doing well, and we haven't moved on from them, and they're starting to stink out of the place like dead corpses right now.
Sounds like a rebuild for the summer then for you guys.
Ain't happening, mate. That was Nevy in charge. He's already gone on a back foot. We've made mistakes, but we've backed our managers with crap players.
Wow.
Yeah, back to how flipping is having a laugh.
Backed them into a corner, mate. That's what we've done. Anyway, moaning.
And
Newcastle, I'm going to try to be confident.
Newcastle away.
I'm going to try to be confident. I think we can win it.
5:30 kickoff.
Yeah, Van Dijk should start centre back. I don't know. As much as I want Jota to start because he's Jota the Slotter, he was for a while. Hasn't scored since May last year. I think April last year. He hasn't scored for a while. But our front three actually played really well today.
Mhm.
So it might seem harsh to drop them. And it's good to have Jota
You've got
and
options, man.
Firmino to come
That's
off the
great.
bench. Yeah.
That's what you
So
want.
I'll probably go with the same 11, if I'm honest. Oh, sorry, 10 of the same 11. Bring in Van Dijk. Unfortunately for Gomez, it'll probably be for Gomez because he usually partners Gomez with Matip.
Yeah.
And Matip usually plays better with Van Dijk.
Yeah.
So hopefully we go there. I don't care if it's a 1-0 scrappy win. Get that win, get closer to you guys, and jump ahead of Brentford if we can. And then move on to the daunting task of Real Madrid in the Champions League after.
I'll be honest with you. I'll look for the draw in that match. I'll be happy with a draw.
It's probably the most likely outcome.
You Newcastle drop points, and I think even if Newcastle draw and we win, I think we then actually take fourth.
No, they've got a better goal difference. They've got plus 22 on plus 7. So I think you've both been 42, I believe, if it's a draw.
And they've got
So
a better
you need
head-to-head
a-
record because they beat us already.
Yeah. Yeah, so you need us to win, really.
Look, Leon, they ain't gonna go down to no head-to-head records.
Our goal difference is dire as well, boy. I've never seen us on plus 8 this late in the season. It's mad. That's mad.
You have seen it. You just don't
So-
remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not under Klopp, I should say. Under Klopp, I've not seen that.
Fair enough.
But, okay, cool.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see how it is next weekend.
Will indeed.
Hopefully, we'll win and you guys will draw, and then we'll bring it closer.
Other way around. Hopefully, you guys draw, we win, and then it makes this result against Leicester seem a little less painful.
But yeah. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe and to share any videos that you've seen already and videos that are upcoming. And click the like button as well. Because I know a lot of you like it, but you're not pressing like. So take it easy. Have a good evening, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Later.